Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, my name is Jesselyn.
I'm Mike.
And in today's video, Mike is going to be showing you his pig pen design and our whole pig farming setup. So if you're someone who is looking to start a pig farm, or if you're just looking for more efficient ways to care for your pigs, then be sure to keep watching.
So first things first, when it comes to pigs, is you have to have a home base. It's more of a security thing. It's you can have your tunnel come into your loading point, in and out of that home base with pigs, because you always need something that you can isolate, and that's not like an electric fence. Once they get trained on the electric, they're good to go. They won't penetrate it. But initially, when you bring new pigs in, it takes a long time for them to adjust to where they're at. So you want to have a home base. If you come around here, I'll show you. The tunnel, like I said, is one of the most important things. So you can walk your pigs right up into the tunnel, and you can load in and out. So if you got to take a pig to the market for slaughter, you can walk them out of your pasture into the main pen, close the gate off, open the other side of the gate, and then walk them right out to the pig walker, which we take up to the trailer and we haul them off. That is like key for walking pigs in and out, because who's got time to treat every pig that you have like a show pig? Not every pig is gonna walk out. Like, say you want 3 pigs. 3 pigs aren't just gonna walk out with a bucket of food. Now, even if they're trained, they might walk so far, but they see something catches their eye, they're gone, and now you're chasing pigs all through your yard, and you don't wanna do that. I've done it. It's not fun. Yes, it's mucky and nasty and whatever, but the pigs, they love it. You can call it unsanitary, but if I were to have this open with all these big grown pigs, they'll be in here wallowing in this muck rather than being out in the clean. That's just the way pigs are. Yes, it's great to have them on pasture, but initially when you're starting out, get a pen about this size. You know, you want like 20 wide, 40 deep. You know, you can even go smaller if you're just starting out. Get you some of these fence rails like this. You know, 12 footers, 10 footers, 8 footers, make a pen. Get number 11 wire, which looks like this, number 11. Okay, you can go to any USG or Armstrong supply, Interior Supply, Best Supply, any kind of commercial contractor supply will have 11 wire. You can go to Tractor Supply, you can go to Rural King, they should have rolls of it. Not 9 wire, you want 11 wire. Tie all these together. And I'll show you in a minute what a concrete form pin is. This is a form pin, and as you can see in other videos, I've talked about what the form pin is and what its actual uses are for pole buildings and whatnot in concrete. But so they got holes in them here, eyelets, okay? And that 11 wire fits right in through, like that top eyelet there. So what I do is I tie it off to the fence post first, and then I get this down so far to where I leave about 5-6 inches up out of the ground, and then I tie it real tight from the post to here as close as I can. I try to leave, you know, just a tiny bit of slack, and then when I finish driving this pin, it pulls it tight all the way to the ground, and the pigs won't root that out. You're going to want to have a canopy, so when it rains, snows, they have a nice dry place. Okay, like I said, this is just initial. What I do is there's a S12 cutter head is what they call it initially, but it's a self-drilling neoprene screw. So like your pole barns they'll come with the pole barn, not the pointed. You want the self-drilling, preferably stainless if you can afford it. Galvanized works fine. I drill right into the metal rail, and it's already set up like purlings on a pole barn. You just come in here and you just screw your siding right on. Screw your siding on your top. I got big long fence rails, like 20 footers. Top rail on like your chain link fencing. And I put them across, and then I just drilled right to them on the ribs. I got these little feeders. I put them on each side, because if I have more than, you know, 2 pigs in here, they all start fighting in the same trough, so I'll put one over there and then they can spread it out and go back and forth and everybody gets kind of an equal feed. Water box. So for me, if you put an open tub container in here with pigs, they are going to get inside of it and they're going to make a mess of it and get it dirty, and there'll be leeches in it and bugs and bloodworms and everything else, and you don't want to do that. So this is made out of polycarbonate, 3/8 polycarbonate. This is like lab grade stuff, and I make these, by the way, and I can make these for you. They run you about $1,000 just because the material is so expensive. It's like a 400-gallon box or so, and I fill this once every 2 weeks when I have, you know, 4 or 5 full-grown pigs, and it's great. I don't have to water them every day. I got a sipper on the low side, and that's how they get their water out. So once you have that established, you have your tunnel, you have your home base, your water, your feed. Then you can come around here and kind of get more specific. So what I do here is, this is my main gate, okay? And I have it set up in such a way is when I'm loading and unloading, I can take this gate, take this off. It takes like 2 minutes. I'll swing this gate and it hits right here. So then you have an open path in and out of this main pen, okay? Once they're in here, I can close that side off. Open this side up to this panel. I've got this like wood panel here because when you have a new pig coming in and out of here, when this will swing out to here, over in here and catch, and you have a walkway right here to go out into the main pasture, okay? So once I open this up, I open it up to this solid, so when they look out, they don't see, okay, I got wide open here and I can just run, and then they'll blow through the electric because they're not really understanding all their parameters yet, and they're still a little weird because you can't rush a pig. You have to let a pig go on his own time. Yeah, they're mating, so that's sorry about that. All right, so yeah, you open this up, pig comes in, he hits this, he's like, okay, I can't go that way. He walks out into the main, goes out into the pasture, and he's pretty well good. That's after I train him on electric, and I've shown videos before on how I train him on electric and that. This is like most important to your home base, is you have to have your tunnel, your home base, and your lead out to your pasture all set up. You have to have that before you do pastures. Because if you don't have that, how are you going to move your pigs in and out efficiently? It's impossible. I've tried it every other way. Laying out where to put your home base on your property. So my property rolls. It's got high spots, low spots, swales. I mean, it's really laid out nice for this whole setup. Your home base is going to be contingent upon how your land's laid out. Mine's here. I wish now I would have brought it just a little bit up on the high side so I have fall of water on either side. That is most important. If you are not on the high side of your property, then what will happen is you'll be collecting water, because your water will run off your high side down to your lower side, and pigs will root low and it'll pool up and it'll get all mucky. My recommendation is, if you're going to put a pig pen or start out home base, go to the highest point of your property to the center of where you're going to have your pig pastures at, if that's what you're doing. If you're trying to put pigs out on natural environment or pastures, put your pen in the center of your property on the highest point you can. So right here on the ground, I've got fall into a swale back there. So right here is perfect. I just closed that pen up for the little spot pigs that were in the barn. So now they don't have a water source. So now this is the water tub for the bigger pigs. They're not as bad because they got all this to roam around. They're not really going to tromp this water tub out. Once they get used to it, they might at first, but they get used to it and they'll stay out of it. So I'll dig out a little section, I'll set that in level, and then I'll put electric fencing. I'll put it on the other side and put it all the way up to it, and then I'll take this hose and I'll fix this hose onto the edge of this where the electric is, and they won't touch the hose. They won't try to get in there and pull on it. And what that does is I got a manifold. It goes into the house, and it's got 4 branch lines that come out of it with individual valves, and you can hook your hose up to each one of those. And then I'll turn it on, the valve at the house, and it'll fill this one up. Then I'll shut it off, and I'll turn this valve on, and it'll fill that one up. If you don't have the money to run a yard hydrant off of your well. I feed them out here on the ground, just dump it out in the line. They come up, they eat equally, everybody gets along. Why have pigs in a barn? Okay, so this is my little barn, my little lean-to. The reason I put pigs in the barn is like if they're babies. So these are my farrowing crates. This is where I'll farrow my females, okay? And once they have their litter and they're just about ready to wean, I'll put them in here. 10 foot long by 5 foot wide. It'll hold a full litter for a couple months, just till they're big enough to where I can put them out in the main home base pen, feed them there, get them used to electric, get them trained on it, and then let them out into the pasture slowly, you know, a little bit at a time or all, depending how the litter is. So you gotta feed it here, and what this is it's 6-inch, Schedule 40 PVC pipe. And I just took a little piece of 2x4 piece of wood and screwed it into the base here, and then I put this pipe and sits down on it and put a couple wires on it, and it holds it right there.
So that's all for today's video. We really hope that you all enjoyed it. If so, please be sure to let us know by giving it a thumbs up. This does help our channel continue to grow. If you have any questions or feedback about pig farming, feel free to drop those down in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe before you go. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.